Okay, guys, make sure that you have your pen and paper ready because I'm going to give you, we're all going to do this right now. We're going to put this to action right now. I've got my notes. We are going to put you on the path for every one of us to promote a Ruby, which means you're going to promote to Ruby naturally, but we're going to either help promote a Ruby, you're going to go Ruby. If you already have distributors, you're still going to look at a Ruby chart and promote to Ruby, okay? So just like we have here, you've got you, and I want you to have a Ruby chart out with 3 new empty boxes. If you have current volume, that's bonus, okay? Bonus. But we are going to look at new volume, new distributors, new opportunities. So, so let's do an activity first. And I want you to number your paper, let's see, 1 through 25, okay? Just all the way straight down, 1 through 25. I'm gonna do the same thing. All right, now, Olivia, yes, you are Ruby. You are going to be Ruby by the end of this month. Okay, so now what I want you to do is kind of on the side of your paper, every 5, I'm kind of just marking it off. You can do whatever you want, but I have 1 through 5 little mark here, 6 through 10 little mark, okay? Because we're gonna do this a little bit in sections. Hang on, let me tell Melissa she's got to get. Okay, get on the team Zoom, you guys. Tell your friends.
So, Colette, do we mark it? So, like, do we put the mark at 5 and then at 10 and then at 15 like that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. New paper. Set that one aside. All right. And I had my notes for my team training, and where did I put them? Oh, here they are. Okay. All right, so I want you to picture, every one of you, and I want you just to write down words on the separate piece of paper. Whatever comes to your mind, you go to your mailbox tomorrow and you have a $500 check in the mail tomorrow. I want you to think about, write down words of how you feel. What is that going to? And I want you to envision that that check is going to be showing up every single month. What does that do? So just start writing down words of what that means to you.
Is this on our first 5 or are we doing this on a separate piece of paper?
Separate piece of paper, sorry. So separate piece of paper, you get a $500 check in the mail, and you know, maybe it doesn't have to be from It Works, but maybe it's from your mom. Maybe it's a surprise check from the government from overpaying on taxes. But now you're like, oh my gosh, I am getting this $500 every single month. What is that doing? Holy cow, how do you feel? Where is that going? What is it doing for you? Just start making a little bit of a list. Okay. So you guys can either unmute yourself and tell me what you have written down, or if you don't want to speak, you can put it in the chat. So whichever you feel comfortable with. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. The first thing I have down is that I can move because I want to be in a different neighborhood and I need about 500 extra a month to make that possible. I also wrote down that I can pocket 500 extra a month. That's always a plus. And I also want to save 500 to purchase a truck cash because I don't want a payment.
Yes. So not having a payment, how does that feel?
Oh, it makes me feel smart.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel safe because it's mine. And it makes me feel like I've gotten so much more ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like that you said it makes you feel smart.
Yes.
So I want you to make sure you write down that word, and safe. Now tell me about needing an extra 500 to move. What does moving to a new area or a new place, how does that feel? What does that look like?
Well, we've been in Vegas for 6 years and we were homeowners in Arizona and we have not bought a home, so we've been renting. And renting is a whole different experience, especially when you're around renter mentality. So getting into another neighborhood would just be so much better because I could relax more, and I could be more, I guess I want to be around more like-minded people too. And I've just kind of, where I'm at is really close to the strip.
Yeah.
And that's because of Charles's work. So there's pros and cons to that. And it can get really crazy. And it's just the cons are outweighing that. So it would mean safety. I could take pride in my place. And I could just be around a different mentality.
Yep. So write down pride.
Okay.
Like-minded people, like level up with friends and surroundings. Like that makes sense to me. Okay. I'm going to read some of the comments. Ashley wrote, blessed, pay bills, helps buy diapers and wipes, save to buy a new car. Ashley, if you did not, and I don't know your situation, but I've been there, so I'm speaking from experience, helps to buy diapers and wipes. I have been there where I didn't have any money to buy diapers and wipes. And with my oldest, I remember Kylie, she's 26 now. I had to find a cloth diaper and a Walmart sack as rubber pants because I didn't have any money. Many people are in that situation that they just don't have enough. And so I want you to think about the feelings around. So you put blessed, pays bills, helps buy his diapers and wipes, saves to buy a new car. What are the feelings that come with knowing that you have abundant for diapers and wipes? Abundant in a way that you're saving, that money isn't going towards your bills and your needs, that it's going towards a savings for this new car. Write down on your sheet of paper what those feelings are, really tapping into having abundant instead of a shortage or lack. Melissa, grow my savings, pay down debt. Yes. And as I'm talking to everyone else, if anything resonates with you, go ahead and put that down on your piece of paper as well. The emotions or words that come across. Shelby Mentor, more savings, kids activities, pay debt off. So Shelby, a little bit about me. Like, I couldn't ever put my kids into a preschool. I couldn't put them into swimming lessons. I couldn't put them into dance or football or anything like that because I was working. And we didn't have the money. And so I was always either saying no, or I wasn't there to be there to put them in that And so being able to say yes and being able to choose that crazy busy schedule that comes with these kids' activities is a blessing. We can, I sometimes complain that I'm in the car all the time, but oh my gosh, what a blessing it is that we can, number one, afford it, and that we're available to help our kids. Melissa makes me feel reassured that if I make a purchase that I still have something extra if something happens, something to fall back on. Awesome. Okay, anyone else? Does anyone else want to share? If you had an extra $500 coming in every single month, how would that feel? What does that look like? Lauren, I can breathe easier, pay my school loans, and pay off more debt faster. Yes. So what if your school loan was paid off? How would that feel? I'll let you answer that on your own. You don't have to tell it to me, but think about it. If your school loan was paid off, what would that feel like? And then if you say like relief, why? Because it's paid off. Why though? Like keep peeling it back. Okay, anyone else? Did anyone else like unmute and want to share?
Hey.
Olivia, yes, girl.
One of the ones that hasn't been mentioned that I wrote down was self-care.
Ooh.
Because I feel like I put a lot of like where our money goes into stuff that we need, and I don't take that time to just do self-care. So.
I think
then,
that's
like
amazing.
everybody else, I did pay off debt, savings.
So self-care, what would that be? What would that look like for you?
I would like to be able to go to like a chiropractor because I have knee problems and stuff like that. So it would just be really nice not to have to worry about money in order to be able to do those things.
Okay. So I had you do this little exercise for $500 extra a month because going Ruby, finding 3 brand new people, again, we are wiping the slate clean. We are all going to require the same out of each one of us, from myself, Shelby, Tiffany, everyone. I want us all to go on that cruise together. And even if, sorry, not a cruise, that's what it's been, that retreat together. And if you guys are not like, you're like, I don't like flying, I don't want to go, earn it anyway and claim that you earned it, okay? I want to see that we all earned it together. And I'm going to show you that by doing that, you're going to earn $500 extra a month, okay? So if you have your name at the top, well, how many of you guys have a Ruby chart in front of you at your desk, at your workstation? Danny, yes, girl. I wish I could hand out some points. 500 points for you. You've got your Ruby chart right in front of you. And it can be, Danny has it printed. You can hand write it. I don't care, but it's got to be in front of you. It has to be there for you to see. So draw it if you have to. So we've got yourself. So Olivia, your name is bold right there. Olivia is Ruby. And then you've got distributor 1, 2, and 3. Now, find 3 new distributors. And if you are new, you need to gather 4 loyal customers. But after you've gathered your 4 loyal customers, and check with your upline and make sure this is correct if someone else enrolled you. But do not fret. We're going to be giving away the rest of your customers to your new distributors. It is going to gather you more points to fast start them and get them 400 qualified and help you promote to Ruby. You're going to gather more points faster that way versus keeping all the customers to yourself. If you're doing something else, then you ignore what I just said. I'm not going to go against whatever your plans are. But so you're going to gather 3 new distributors. And our goal would be to help them. We're going to teach them how to gather their own 4 loyal customers to become, so they are qualified for their free product of $100 in free product. We want them to get that. But when we gather customers, we're also going to move them to them so that they can also increase their volume, each box at 400. Okay. So by doing that, you're going to get a $100 fast start for each distributor. That's $300. And those are paid out the Friday after they get their second loyal customer. If you all need money, we need to be finding distributors and fast starting them. That's a $300 paycheck right there. And then you're going to gather loyal customers. They're going to be gaining volume, and you're going to have about $200 in commissions. Your commissions in September could be $500. And then we're going to repeat it the next month. So Shelby and Lauren and I, we are going to green carpet in like 13 days. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. In 13 days, and we're going to be getting the rest of the details of where this is at, when it's going on, like when, and how many points are going to be required to qualify. I can promise you that they make it very attainable, that there are people on there that are Ruby. I don't know if I'm spouting off here, but it's like if they're executive, like whatever, there's ways to get on there regardless of rank. I do not want you saying you're not going to make it because you're not VIP or you just started. No, there are people that just start that can get on that cruise. Sorry, that retreat. And I don't know if they're going to do it this time, but there's sometimes when they say, all right, this weekend, it's double points. You guys, work your heinies off and just plan on going. Just plan on it. So the next task that I want you to do is on that same sheet of paper where you wrote your words, that second sheet where you wrote your words of you are receiving a check for $500 every single month and it feels amazing and this is what it feels like and this is what I'm doing. I want you to make a separate list on that sheet of you taking a guest to this retreat. What does that look like in your e-suite to see your points go up? Oh my gosh, it now says 600 points. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I haven't ever seen the ocean and I'm in Hawaii. I can't believe it. Or going with a guest and spending that special time together, knowing that you earned this. What does that feel like? I want you to write all of that down. What does that feel like to be standing in the same room as Pam Souter and Mark Pentecost and Mike Patillo and be like, they gave this to us. How cool is that? To look around and see Stephanie Dunn and see Cheyenne Knox and whoever else that you admire. They're going to be there because they're working their tails off and trying to be an example to their team. So think about all of those things, like you were on the beach at a luau. You're there and you're like, I did this. I didn't sit back and fail to put forth action. I did this and I earned it. So write it all down. Let's take just a couple minutes of what that feels like. So did you know that when people go on vacation, so let's say you are on this trip and you are there and you're taking pictures with all of us there. We do this team picture and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And we take this picture and we put it on social media. Your friends look at you and think, oh my gosh, I want what Olivia has. I wish that I could go to Hawaii. I wish that I could go do that. Oh my gosh, if she can totally do this, I really think I can too. And then she's messaging you saying, okay, I'm ready. Sometimes it takes a big recognition event for your friends to then say, all right, I'm ready. Some people don't see any other way that they're going to earn several $1,000s to go on some big tropical vacation. But they're like, she just earned that? That must be pretty impressive, and they must have an amazing company. And so what it shows them is success within you. It shows you're not going anywhere. You are sticking around and you are rising up with the company. It shows fun. Oh my gosh, look how much fun Danny's having. Look how much fun Ashley's having. They are having so much fun. Look at the friendships they have. Maybe they don't have a circle of friends that are super positive, and they're helping them rise up. They are always congratulating them and cheering them on. I want that. And then the income comes with it as well. So so Tiffany says, this is when I get the most potential customers. They're watching you. They want what you have. They might be insecure about, can they do this or not? But this is our job to share with them how this truly can be for anyone of any personality type. I was scared, I was nervous, insecure, shy, didn't like social media. And so we want to help them realize that they can have this too. Number one, I honestly believe every one of you can get there. No doubt about it. So I'm going to, and I want your help too, you guys, Shelby and Tiffany, any of you guys who want to speak up, I want your help. But what we're going to do is, all right, we need 3 new distributors. How on earth are we going to get 3 new distributors? I shared over and over and over again about the celery every single day. The celery, I'm like, they are going to get sick of my greasy, messy bun and making my celery. I did the same thing every day, but got 14 loyal customers. And I was in a private chat with someone else, with some other leaders, and they're like, they keep saying, our team keeps saying that they can get loyal customers, but they can't get distributors. And she's like, how often are they sharing about the opportunity? If it's not different, you just think it's different. It's not scary. You think it is. So you need to share just as much about the opportunity as we do the products. And what you share about and what you focus on is what you're going to attract. So I'm going to help you with our list of 25. So this is our list of 25. The first list is reasons why you joined. Like think about, and I want each line to be a kind of a different reason or a different twist on that reason. So for me, I joined because I wanted some awesome products. I had no intention of selling. So I'm going to put that down. Another reason why is financially. We had just filed bankruptcy. Okay. I needed more freedom of time. I was working full time and had a 6-month-old at home. And so list 5 reasons why you joined. And the reason why I had you draw a little line is if you can't come up with all of that right now, that's totally fine. We're going to move on. And I want you to go back to it and fill in the blanks if you don't meet all 5 right now. All right, so moving on. 6 through 10, I want you to come up with 5 reasons or 5 ways it works can bless someone's life. So it might not be the same as yours. You know, and you can think of everyone of different ages. Maybe it's a college student, maybe it's a full-time working mom, maybe it's someone who needs more friends, whatever it is. Friendships, fun, freedom, finances. What was the other one? Um, okay. The next 5, which is 11 through 15. So this is reasons we're cutting edge, which means we're coming up with products all the time. We are trending on many of our new products that we're coming out with. Cutting edge, we pay incredible commissions. We've been around 18 years, debt-free since 2009, giving away retreats. I mean, reserving an entire resort just for our company. You can come up with many different reasons how we are different, cutting edge. The next 5. List 5 people that you admire in the business. It can be completely not even in our downline, upline, whatever. People that you follow, I don't care who it is. People you admire in the business. And so when you list their names, you can go to their page and kind of get to know them and share about them on your wall and be like, oh my gosh, I just love Alyssa Bowman. She is this new mom and she stays at home with her little boy and she didn't have to go back to work, or, you know, whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say, but I want you to kind of spotlight someone. And then the last 5 are 5 dreams that you have. 5 big dreams that you have, and how it works is going to make those come true. So what I did here, when you have it all filled out, I want you guys to get it all filled out by the end of tonight, if you haven't, if I didn't give you enough time. And this is 25 different posts. This is 1 post a day. That's it, 1 post a day. And that takes you through the end of the month. And
Colette, real quick. So
yeah.
the first one was why we joined, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second was why somebody else would join. What
Yep.
was the third?
Reasons we're cutting edge, like what's different
Okay.
about it works. Yeah.
That's the one I was missing. Okay.
Yeah. So what you're doing now is you're just going through and you don't have to go in order, because if every day you shared only about reasons why you joined and then you moved on to your next one, like, I don't care how you do it. If you want to pick one from each category every day, like, that's totally fine. You do you, whatever. But you're now sharing about the business in a heartfelt, genuine way that you're not sounding repetitive. You just have 5 different ideas for each category. How cool is that? And then when we share that, it's going to be attracting those people. Now, when people are liking your post, I was listening to a Zoom is it a Zoom? I think it was one that Shelby maybe had posted. Check our Zoom recordings for the month. We already have a bunch in there that are just so helpful. But one of them said they post every day polls, celery, pumpkin spice, keto coffee, and not everyone's going to be commenting, but they'll go through and go message every single one anyway and say, hey, I see that you liked it, or I see that you viewed it. Is this something you might be interested in? Hey, can I, are you interested, or do you know of anyone who would love some pumpkin spice? Or, if they saw the post and they liked it, hey, I saw that you've liked it. I think that you'd actually be perfect at this, perfect time to join too. Do you want to go on this trip with me? Or, do you want to go on this trip with a guest? Whatever. But I want you to really put forth that effort, because people are going to watch. They're not always going to message, but they still might be interested. They might be a little bit nervous. But I want you in your mental space to be saying, I'm signing 3 distributors and I'm so excited. I can't wait to find out who they are. I'm pumped because here's 3 spots. I've got this Ruby chart. Someone's going in there. Who is it? I'm so dang excited. How cool, you guys. So not only are we finding those people and you're being intentional with what you're posting, and now you're going to be intentional with your follow-up, you're now going to be finding those 3 people because you're changing your mindset, saying, I am looking for 3 amazing people, and then helping them gather customers, helping them with volume, that you're going to be making your list of $500 a month come true. It's going to happen. So when you go to Hawaii with the rest of us and we're there and we're jumping on the beach and we're taking pictures, every one of you can be ruby, emerald, diamond, or above. And this changed your life because you decided to go for it. But what's even cooler, so we're going to hear when this trip is going to be taking place. And I'm like, okay, green carpet is in 2 weeks. They're not going to do it through the holidays because they want us to run and earn points for this trip. And then conference is in January, February. It has to be after that. So what you do now from September through January is literally tilling your garden, raking your garden, planting those seeds in your garden, and watering it for the next 4 months. This is the work that you're doing for your garden, that when conference hits and it's January and resolutions and new promotions and all this stuff, your plants are now growing and strong, and you have done the work to expand your business, and you've changed the trajectory of your finances. You have changed your bills. You have changed your income because you took charge now. Even if you're at ground zero, you can change this now. And we are all starting from ground zero because we're all looking for 3 distributors. We all want to go Ruby. And I'm just super pumped about it, because if we work on this month in September, we're going to do it again in October and again in November. I promise you that you're going to be ahead of the game, and you're going to be going on that trip, and you're going to be promoting, and it's all good. The only way this isn't going to work is if you don't work. That's it.
Can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I've been doing lately, and it's really helped me a lot. I know one big thing is a lot of people, they always say, I don't know what to post. So what I've set in my color notes in my phone, I have a calendar, well, not a calendar, but I have set for each day of the week a different product that I'm going to talk about. So for instance, today was all about the cleanse. So I made it a point to post about, I'm looking for product testers about the cleanse. I post before and afters. I post exactly what the cleanse does. And the very last post that I do is about, and this is all in my stories, by the way, the very last one I say is you can order directly on my website, and I actually mentioned my website because some people aren't comfortable with reaching out to you. So I always throw out my website on one of my posts because especially I'm one of those people, I'd rather go directly to a website instead of talking to somebody. And it just makes it easier having an idea of like, so for instance, here's what my lineup is. So Sundays, I'll talk about the business opportunity and I'll spotlight different distributors and their stories. Mondays, I'll do celery juice. Tuesdays, weight loss. So I'll do TFX, I'll do coffee, I'll do fat fighters. Wednesdays, wraps and defining gel in honor of Wrap Wednesday. Thursday, I do the cleanse. Friday, I do Confianza. Saturdays, collagen and HSN. So, and it's just a great idea just to get a list of what you're going to post for that day. And then just flood, like do up to 10 posts in your stories. And I'll do that first thing in the morning. That way, whenever people log on, they can just flip through my stories and they'll see what I'm talking about. And then I'll also post on my social media, of course, that I'm looking for product testers for that particular product. And that's just really helped me a lot. And has given me, you know, so in other words, there will never be a day where I'm like, I don't know what to post because I already have it. This is the day that I'm going to post this product.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It is because like you said, we're like, oh crap, what am I going to post about? But she has it already spelled out. That's beautiful. I love it. And I feel like many of us get into that panic mode, fearful mode. And when I get that way, it's because, okay, why am I feeling this way? Well, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not organized. Get yourself organized and figure out what resonates with you and what feels good for you. The other thing I did want to touch on, and Tiffany, you reminded me of that, is, let's see, because I wrote it down. As I'm going through my life, as I'm going through my day, it's like there's all these things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally could have posted about that and I didn't. My healthy meals, my favorite protein shakes, now that we don't have protein shakes, like my favorite go-to meal that makes me feel like I'm cheating, but it's super duper healthy. Like people want to know about that. And it was something that I was thinking about yesterday was I need to be more vocal about what I'm doing, sharing my exercise, sharing my favorites. And so what can you guys share about besides it works that is you, that exudes who you are every day? We're all different. And so please don't copy, like, don't feel like you have to like mirror me. Are you a dog mom? Are you just obsessed with your pets and you want to just share the funny things they do? I don't know. Like I had a friend, Tiffany's thing is parking. I will tell you what, every time I see someone parked wrong, I'm like, I want to take a picture and send it to her. And so she, like, you've got to find something that is you so that when people see it, they're reminded of you. And don't take yourself so seriously. It is not, I was shocked. You guys, I shower every day, I promise you. But this hair is probably a week and a half old. But I feel like stays. And I'm like, they are so sick of me in my messy bun. How on earth can they take me serious as someone who's selling stuff? I had the best month in a very long time by not taking myself seriously. There's some days I had eyeshadow. I mean, I had mascara still underneath my eyes. I'm like, who cares? I'm going live. I'm doing this anyway. So don't worry about you. Just give value. Just give value for your social media. Posting on your stories. You've got to have active stories of your business, products, and your life. Your wall doesn't have to be flooded anymore. It used to be, they're like, oh, post 3 times a day on your wall. It doesn't have to be that anymore. Just have something nice on your wall. Something once a day, twice a day, it doesn't matter, but it doesn't have to be like tons. Just keep your stories fresh.
I love the stories too, because people have to want to go to your stories, whereas before they'd have to go through their news feed and they'll just quickly skim past your news feed if they don't want to see it. But your stories, if they want to see what's going on, they're going to click on it. So, and it's a great way you can flood your stories on both Facebook and Instagram. So definitely utilize your stories every single day.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so to get some points, you guys, let's talk about this for a second. We'll wrap this up. I know many of you cannot afford 125 BV auto ship. But if you do 125 BV auto ship, and let's see, you can get 4 keto coffees and 2 chocolate greens on the go. And you can say that you're doing keto coffee. You can do the skinny mocha samples and charge $25 each for a package. Alyssa Bowman did this, and she said that she made $300 profit off of doing this. So you can either, now I'm just going to be bold here, you can either be thinking lack-minded and thinking, I can't do that, or think, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to advertise, and then I'm going to make a profit. And you're going to get 500 points for the trip. So I know sometimes you just can't make it work. Totally get it. I'm not going to force you to do it. But that's just something that you can do. Part of me is like, I want to run 2 auto ships. What will that do? Oh, I'm curious. One thing that you should do 100% is purchase your live stream ticket for $29. And if you have when do you have to do the 125 by? Auto ship by the 25th. By the 25th. Okay, so purchase your live stream green carpet ticket for $29. It does give you 100 points, but I want you to watch this live. It is best to be there in person, but if you can watch it and dedicate the time to watch it as if you're there, you're going to get so much inspiration. You're going to hear it firsthand from watching it instead of like going back and scrolling through Facebook, watching stories, watching live Instagram, TV, whatever. If you have team near you, plan a watch party. It would be really neat to have you watch with people. Yes, tickets are still available. You can go into your e-suite and it's still there. Okay. I'm just looking through all my notes that I wanted to cover. I think that's it for now. Does anyone else have anything that they want to ask questions about, or I really feel you guys can do this. I feel, so I only signed 2 distributors last month. I want to sign 10. I want to do my Ruby 3 times, you guys. But I've been a little slow to the game with posting. So I just started that up today. So I'm admitting fault here. But I really think that we can do this. I think every one of us can do this. I'm really, really excited. Tiffany, do you have something?
Yeah, it's very important. Like, it's very important to keep track of all of your leads. If you're just relying on your messages, then you can definitely get lost in your messages and forget to keep track. Even me, like, I'll go back to like follow up with somebody and I'll see that they told me to follow up with them on a Friday, and I'll be like, okay, I have you on my calendar. Well, I happen to be out on the street and I forgot to put them down. So sure enough, I never followed up with them. So I've got an agenda book, and it was a 2019 agenda book. And I have somebody's name on every single line, every single day for the month of September. And I have highlighted like if they're a potential distributor, but I basically every single day in September, I went through all of my messages and put somebody in there. So that way I'm making it a point to follow up with every single person that is in my inbox on my messenger.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people that I forget about.
Yeah. And I don't delete messages, but what I have been doing is just archiving them. So, and the reason I do this is if they do come back to me and just ask me a question, I'll be able to scroll up to see what we've talked about. And so where I won't be like, well, what are you referring to? Or, you know, so I always archive, I never delete. And that helps me a lot
Yeah,
because I can't
absolutely.
remember everybody I'm speaking with.
Yeah, yeah. That's very good. Yeah. Ashley's buying a planner after this meeting. Like, it's very, very helpful. If you have a Android phone, you can also, I would put reminder text to myself on some that were very, very important. So I would send myself a text, but say I would schedule it for a certain day in advance. And then I would, like, I'll look at text on my phone, but sometimes I don't look at reminders on my calendar on my phone. And so I would get this text, it'd be like, follow up with so-and-so. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think that there is with iPhone anymore since I upgraded, but yeah, do what you feel is in front of your face, that works for you, that you're not going to forget about people, because that's very important. Follow up is very important. Messaging them is important. And don't worry about the scripts. Don't worry about exactly what to say. Just remove yourself the emotion from it and then say, if I message this to someone, what would I want them to say to me? How would I respond? Because I know ways that I don't respond. And I get other people from other exercise companies messaging me all the time. And I'm like, this is totally scripted. Like, it's so scripted. But I will respond and say, no, thank you, but good luck, because I would want people to do the same to me. But I think it stops me in my tracks, and I'm like, what am I saying to other people? I want to make sure that I sound genuine. Lastly, just a little reminder popped up on my laptop. It Works anniversary is tomorrow. Is that true? It might be. I think we would be 18 years tomorrow, because I think they started in 2001. We'll see. We will see if they make an announcement that it's their birthday tomorrow.
Colette, my auto shipment is for the 25th. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. Okay, you guys, I'm so glad you hopped on. I had fun. I'm glad that you guys are here and engaging and connecting, because you make all the difference. If I show up and there's no one here or one here, I just love support. And so thank you for taking the time and investing. And I know that everyone has a busy schedule, so thank you. You are very welcome, Melissa. And I did record, so if people want the recording, I'll put it in our Zoom recording link when it's done being processed.